So we begin with an effleurage of the chest and neck, obviously sitting in a chair at the client's head, making large intentional effleurage strokes.
Large and intentional effleurage strokes. So I'm going to show you kind of like what I do. It's weird. So I get oil enough. We haven't done any back work today, so the back's dry. So when we scoop under, we're going to need to have a little more than normal, you know. So I'm going to get a little more than normal. Okay. Oops, sorry. Just ruined your sheets. Okay. So you need enough skin showing so that you're not sliding under. That's a bad technique. Bad technique. So we're also going to avoid this soft triangle of the neck. So, but we're going to go very close to it. So this is where we really get specific in the neck. The neck is tricky because it's like there's so many endangerment sites and things to avoid and not do. But then right next to it, like right next to it, is something that you can go really like deep with. So don't be too afraid, but just avoid the parts that need to be avoided. One of them is this soft triangle here. This is the left and right lymphatic duct, also known as terminus. So we never go right in here with hard pressure. This is reserved really for your lymphatic work. However, when we do our neck, you see this upper trapezius here. Imagine you're a mountain climber traversing down a mountain side, right? So you're going to be really close to the mountain and just kind of go down along the hard edge of the mountain. Does that make sense? So when we come over this anterior upper trapezius, we're going to like be like that mountain climber staying right along. And then from there, you can go nice and deep to the ribs and to the scapula. Okay, cool. So the effleurage avoids the sternum, okay, and it avoids the clavicle. Just come around, large, intentional. So when I get to here, instead of continuing through, I take my hand and scoop oil to my fingers, and then I just shove them down. Just shove it down and bring it back up. I find it to be a lot more comfortable. So I'm going to repeat that last part just because there's so much oil here and not quite underneath. So it would have come around, and instead of coming around and kind of forcing it and like, you know, wrinkling the skin and stuff, you've got enough oil, you just pull the oil to your fingers and then go underneath to rhomboids. Does that make sense to you guys? And then up to the occipital ridge, and as I come up, I curl my fingers towards myself as to not like headbang them. You know, you just want them to be relaxed, and then you come out to the mastoid process, let go, do it again. So this effleurage is quite massagey. When you're coming up, you stay close to the spine, and then you come up to the occiput and come out to the mastoid process. Massage, pointy, massagey. It's not like as flat as our other effleurages where it's just kind of like lightly spreading oil. I kind of like dig my fingers in as I come out, as long as it's comfortable and you're not overextending yourself. Then when I come around, you know, I'll get the oil come out, and when I pull up, I'll kind of massage my way up as well. You could even do a couple grasps on your way up, you know, so it's, and then when I come up, I'm pointing my fingers up into the muscle and kind of rubbing them as I come up. Does that kind of make sense? It's not quite so flat and spreading, it's more oomph. Next.
Okay, so now you turn the client's head to one side.
Okay.
And you move your chair to the opposite side so you're at an angle toward the exposed side of the neck.
Okay, great. So we're going to turn the head to the left, but you see where the nose is? We're not just going to push and roll the head over. We're going to actually pivot where it is. So the best way to do it, if you're going left, is to use your right hand. Scoop underneath, and I take the kind of back of my other hand and just gently encourage it to slide. So I'm not putting my hands all over the face. It's just really simple, okay? And then you sit kind of at the corner here so you can kind of face it all. Yeah.
So we use a medium stone.
Hot.
We make a large, flat gliding stroke down from the mastoid process to the anterior aspect of the superior angle of the scapula.
Great. So what's going to attach at the superior angle of scapula? What's I don't know, levator scapula, right? So I think of that muscle, and then we're also really getting the upper trapezius as well. So this is quite hot. I will heat transfer. And I want enough oil that it slides and I don't pull a bunch of skin with me. I just want to slide over it. This massage tends to be quite oily. Okay, so I'm going to go for it. Is that heat okay? Okay, so that's it, just real simple and large. So I'm just trying to make a large melted area. Yes?
How do you roll that on?
Just any way other than just slapping it on, really. So, whatever's kind of ease it on somehow. You could roll it on like this. You could just hold the edge of it and just kind of use one edge and just roll it like that. But you don't want to just.
It's very careful.
So I'm staying posterior to the sternocleidomastoid. And I'm staying posterior to the soft triangle. That's all for this one. You're just heating up the area first.
And then using the hot side of that stone, you can use it to separate the scalenes as needed.
As needed. So we've lost our heat. Yeah, this is hot. So what we're going to do is, while this is cooling down, I'll show you with this stone. Now you'll take this kind of angled edge, not this side, but this angled edge, and you'll just find, again, posterior to SCM. And, you can't really see the scalenes, right? But they're there, and they're like a violin thing. They're like strings, So you don't have to do a long line. Instead, I changed to smaller lines here. And even though I can't feel with the stone, it's not my hand feeling it, I just kind of guess where they are and feel if there's any resistance. And I do small pushes. Now I'm going to just fill in with smaller pushes all the way down to the superior angle of scapula and even its anterior aspect. So now we'll go back to the hot one. Okay, is that okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're just kind of finding where the scalenes may be, and just, again, you're not pushing in, you're just lightly melting them like this. You're just getting them as specific as you can. And this is not long things. This is just really small ones. Cool? And just working your way down. I'll maybe start higher, and I'll work my way down like this. I haven't felt that I've lost heat here, but they have. Because in my hand, it's nice and hot, so you have to remember to turn it around and get a nice hot side once you kind of are like halfway done with it. And then even then, you can there's still more heat here, you can flip it and keep doing it, making your way back up if you want. All right?
Okay. And the last thing is you want to flip to a hot side,
Okay.
and you want to glide that hot side to the occiput.
The hottest part of it that's left, put it right up into the occiput. It's so nice because, there's hair that usually there's hair that blocks. Especially if they have thicker hair, you can do even hotter. But just a nice flat hold or even a slight angle is really nice here. I find it is mentally very calming, mentally calming. One of the biggest benefits of this is stress relief, mental nervous system. Okay.
Okay, now for the handwork. So you strip and grasp as needed, and what you're looking for is any tight fascia around the scalenes.
Perfect. We've melted a bunch of it already. And I find that I don't like to use my thumb. I like to use my knuckles, and I'll do these two knuckles as my third one just kind of hangs out. So I do like to, and if I do want to keep the head still from being pushed around, I'll just gently take the back of my opposite hand and hold it like right here. So I'm not holding anything, it's just almost like a door stop, and it's not the oily part of your hand, it's the dry part. So I'm just going to door stop with this in the hair. And then I'm going to do what I did with the stone, And just remember to do little ones. You don't, so I think what I see a lot happen is we get so attached to doing the full length of everything that here we come down, but once we turn this corner, we start to lose body mechanics in our hands, and it's not completely necessary. So I like to just do smaller sections and notice how posterior I am and how kind of lateral, I guess lateral I am. I'm not here, right? I'm back here. So anything tight you can find, just kind of make little all the way down, and then maybe change your angle to come down. And then, so that's the stripping. The grasping I'll do here with my thumb, and I'll really aim for the anterior aspect of the superior angle of scapula. I love this part. It feels so here's your traversing over the cliff. You're not in the soft part at all, right? So you can feel free and have some confidence here. As long as you feel hard tissues under your thumb that you're pressing into, you know you're safe. So some people, you can really feel the actual scapula and kind of feel it here too. And I'm pushing now towards the table and the feet too, and actually laterally, creating space here. So this is grasping with your thumb, and then you can even sometimes like feel rib 1 and 2. There's somebody yesterday I had that was really rib cagey and tiny, and I really felt like ribs 1 and 2. Like I really just scraped right along them. Okay, and then I guess you could grasp up into the occiput, putting more pressure more pressure on the posterior side, and I guess less on the lateral side where the mastoid process is. Cool. And just come on up. You know, you can, if you have time here, you can come all the way up into the whole scalp and just do half of the scalp here. Alrighty?
In the body work, you use the term rake. I think that really
Rake.
captures it. It's very nice.
Oh, good. Yeah, raking. Yeah, rake. Yeah, I like that. So you're raking up. And again, as long as your hand is comfortable. Don't do anything that's not like never like that. You know, it's just a soft hand that's kind of crooked in a way that can be supported by each joint. All right.
Okay, then we return the head to neutral. Repeat on the other side.
So to return it to neutral again, I take my right hand. Boom. Left hand, I won't do the whole demo because we just did it, and then I can use this doorstop portion to just kind of help guide it. Never, ever, 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 ever turn it more and more and more. Just let it go where it naturally rolls to and let it stop. And that's where you work on it. Some people can't even go this far at all. Some people are like here, that's fine, just let it be there. Okay, so we've done both sides. We've done both sides. And then that's it, right? So
On to face.
onto face. Yeah, we can.
The